Alright, hi guys. We're going to start the first lesson, working on lesson 3.3, part A. We're in quadrilaterals and we're talking about trapezoids, looking at the median length. So, what we're going to do first, we want to just be able to prove that a quadrilateral is a trapezoid. That's the standard that we're going to be working on. So, first, as far as solving to find the median in a trapezoid, we want to just keep in mind when both bases are known, and we're going to be looking at this, we will be able to take half of the sum. Let me get that straight. We're going to take half of the sum of the outside bases. So, like we have 6 and 12, you could actually add those together. 6 plus 12, and divide the sum of that by, 2. And so like 6 plus 12, we have 18 divided by 2. We're looking at 9. So we can actually find out that segment JK, which is referred to as the median, see that phrase at the top? The median, that's what we found. JK would be 9 units long. Okay. Or if you only know one base, then what you're going to do, we'll get to this a little later, but we're going to take double the median and set it equal to the sum of the outside bases. So we'll be looking at all this shortly, but let's take a look at the next part. So for example 1 here, we're looking at the top base, which is the smallest, is 6.3. The bottom is 12.5. So if we're trying to find the length of the median, then we're going to do, as we said, take the sum. So we have 6.3 plus 12.5. If we divide that by 2, let's see, what is the sum of 6.3 plus 12.5? Okay, we have 18.8 divided by 2, and that is what? The median here is 9.4. Alright. So if you you were finding length, you could say that JK, which is indeed here, JK is indeed the median, and it is 9.4. Alright, number 2. Let's find the length of the median for this one. So now we have a couple of whole numbers, 14 as the small base, and then 36 as the large base. So if we go as follows, we have the small plus the larger base, and we divide that by 2. We get 50 divided by 2, which is 25. Cool. Alright, now, again, you could say WX, but the key thing here is that you can find the median to be 25 units. Alright, for number 3, still finding the length of the median, and we have a whole number on top. Well, actually, I'm sorry, it's a decimal on top, decimal on the bottom, but both of the values are known. So still, just as we've been doing, we can take the sum of the top and the bottom, and if we divide that by 2, we get 20.4 divided by 2, which is 10.4. 3.2. And one of the perks of actually having you guys in person is that if I make a mental math error, then you guys can save me from making that mistake. But for now, I'm going to have to be on my game. Well, let's check. This would be the length of segment KL, which would come out to be 10.2 units. And that seems to be the case for number 3. Moving on to number 4. Waiting for that to load on my screen, but sorry, bear with me. Alright, this time we actually have an algebraic type of problem. So since we know the top and the bottom, we'll still set it up where we can let's see. If you want to, what you could do. Alright, I want to show you guys how you can set this up, and kind of similar to what we did before. We could take the median, which is going to represent x plus 33. Now that would be equal to, and if you guys kind of want to pause for a second, you can do that. But we take the top plus the bottom, and if we divide that by 2, we'll get our answer. Now if this looks complicated, what you could actually do is kind of see this as like a proportion. Say, for example, we wanted to put this over 1, we could cross multiply and take the 2 times the x plus 33 and multiply the 1 times the 19 plus 67. And really what this does, it allows us to double what I had said previously, is you can double the mid segment, which is also referred to as the median. So mid segment, median, if you hear me say one or the other, I mean the same thing. But, so we double the x plus 33, and then we want to find the sum of 19 plus 67. I didn't want to change anything until we really looked at that. So, now let's say we distribute, we get 2x plus 66, and that's going to be equal to, when we take 19 plus 67, we're going to get 86. Okay, now that should look a lot nicer. And just here, let me go back a second. I'm just going to put a little coarse line here. So you know, that's where I would kind of make the mark for. I would probably start in step 2 if I were you guys. Double the median and then set it equal to the sum of the top plus the bottom, and then that's a pretty good go-to for solving this. Now, anyway, back to 2x plus 66 equals 86. Let's solve that. So if we subtract 66 from both sides, then those 66 cancel. We get 2x equal 20. And then we can divide both sides by 2. And we find our answer, whereas x equals 10. Alright. And then, yeah, if you wanted to plug it in just to check, you could see, let's say we had, well, we don't have to do that just yet, but 10 plus 33, that would be a segment of 43 units, which does fall pretty well between 19 and 67. Pretty well as in it's the exact middle. Now this lesson actually kind of symbolizes what we've done previously with segments. If you recall from Unit 1, to take find the midpoint of 2 points, you have the outsides, and if you add them together and divide by 2. That is exactly what we did in Unit 1 to find the median. So we're doing the same thing, now just with the trapezoid. Okay, well, let's take a look at number 5. So here we have 10 as the top base, we have 14 as the lower base, and we have our mid segment or median as negative x plus 18. So again, what we can do, we can take 2, let me get my pen back, 2 times that mid segment, negative x plus 18, and now we can set that equal to the sum of 10 plus 14. Now if you want to, you could actually put 10 plus 14, or if you so desire, you can simplify that right away. Either way, just want to set it up this way. So we can distribute. We get negative 2x plus 18 times 2, 36, and that's equal to 24. All right, now we can subtract 36 from both sides, leaving us with negative 2x equals negative 12. And then when we solve by dividing by 2, we now have that x equals 6. Alright, found it. X equals 6. And then if you were wondering, so if you were to take negative 6, just looking at that, negative 6 plus 18, that would come out as positive 12. And that would continue the pattern, 10, 12, 14. Alright. Number 6, I believe. I think that's, yeah. Alright, now, looking at this one, once again, we can double the median. So I'm going to double 4x plus 11, and we set that equal to. Now see me, I like to set everything up before I do much solving. So that's just my go-to style, but you guys are welcome to simplify. Alright. Excuse me. Now we can solve. So we distribute. We get 8x plus 22 is equal to 54. Okay? Continue solving. Subtract 22 from both sides. We have 8x equals 32. And if we divide 8 by both sides, if we divide 8 from both sides, we get x equals 4. Alright, now let's check just to make sure. This one is strictly solving for x, so we have satisfied the requirement there. I think that's the last one for this. Let's check. Because I think the next one here, yep, we got to find the length of the median. That's what I meant. Okay, so not only are we solving for x, we got to go back and plug it in this time. Now, let's try it out. Okay. So if we double the median, which is 6x minus 18, we can set that equal to the sum of the top plus the bottom. So we have 5x minus 8 plus 14. Alright, awesome. Let's do it. Simplify. We get 12x minus 36 equals 5x plus 6. Alright, look at this. We're going to subtract 5x from both sides. And now, some of us may want to do double duty in this, but let's just work at it one part at a time. So we have 7x minus 36, and that's equal to 6. So now this time we can add the constant to the other side. So we have the variable term isolated. The constants are simplified and moved together. So we have 7x equals 42. And then when we divide here, we get our answer, part 1 of x equals 6. Alright, so first part here, x equals 6. Now, let's go back, and because it says find the length of the median, that's been the theme of this lesson. We're going to find the length of WV, so we'll plug our x into the 6x minus 18. So we have, well, let me get my pen back again. 6 times 6 minus 18. What is 6 times 6? 36. Minus 18. Hey, guess what? We're going to come up with 18. That's WV. So, here we have that WV is equal to 18. Well, my writing's not one to brag about, but something. Okay, I don't know if that's much better, but we found our answer. That's always a good sign. Alright, on to number 8. Common theme here, we're going to double the mid-segment. I keep wanting to call it that, but your directions say median, so I'm trying to do that. 2 times 4x minus 8. That is going to be equal to what? Okay, sum of the top and the bottom, so we have 10 plus 4x minus 6. Does that all look good, I hope? I hope. Yes. Alright, so let's go solve. So now we have 8x minus 16 is equal to 4x plus 4. Now when you get to a certain point in solving, you might not mind solving 2 parts at once anymore. I don't know if that might ail you right now, but we have 8x minus 4x, which is 4x minus 16 equals, and then I'm going to drag that 4 closer to the equal sign. So then we can add 16 to both sides, and we get 4x equals 20. So we find out that this problem is going to be x equals 5, at least for the first part. Now, let's solve to find the median. So we're trying to find 4x minus 8. So we take 4, and instead of x, we're going to put 5 this time. So 4 times 5 minus 8, which is 20 minus 8. And we find out that this median, we'll call it WX. WX is 12. Alright. Look at that. Man. It's like a masterpiece. Climbing our way to the success corner, or let's see, the success tower. Alright, I think we have just one more example for this lesson. Last one, let's check it out. We're going to change it up this time? I don't think so. Okay, let's set it up so we have double the mid segment. 6x minus 1. Okay, and that's equal to the sum of 24 plus 6x minus 8. Alright. Solve-a-rooney. 12x minus 2 is equal to 6x, 24 minus 8? Aha, 16. Now, let's solve. Subtracting 6x from both sides, we have 6x minus 2 is equal to, slide that 16 over, got plus 2 here, and we are on our way to the stardom. Okay, 6x equals 18. Now, 6 times what is 18? Well, divide by 6, x equals 3. Okay. And once again, we need to find the length of the median. So let's take RS, and we're going to take our expression, what is it, 6x minus 1? Alright. And once again, plugging in 3 for x. So we have 6 times 3, which is 18, minus 1. We have 17, so that means that RS is 17 units long. Yep, right there. Okay. Cool. Now, let's try out that first worksheet. Boom.